And welcome back to the channel here, Lucas from Mars, as we will continue with this MLB Show 22 Miami Marlins franchise here. The Marlins 26 and 25 on the season here, game above 500, and they will be facing the Atlanta Braves here today for the second, I think this is the second series they've played against them this season. The series is tied at one game apiece. Right now here with Atlanta winning the first game, Miami winning the second game, and well, here we go. This is game 3. We're always going to take this series here as mainly we're going to be focusing on Sandy Alcantara in this game. He's been very, very hot recently in his starts, so that's the main reason why we're doing this game here. Kyle Wright pitching for Atlanta. Not a great season by him this year, but here we go. The offense trying to do something. They can't get anything done there. They get a couple of men on base, but that's about it. So Sandy Alcantara pitching here, 3.63 ERA, 118 WHIP on the season, and he's had a very, very good hot streak recently. Been pitching very, very well, as you can tell by the thumbnail and his recent starts. So they're looking to continue a string of games where he's gone 6 innings and only given up 1 or 2 runs. So he's just facing off against this Atlanta lineup. We've seen this Atlanta team and this Atlanta lineup here already this season. As there's Ozzie Albies there, Dansby Swanson, Ronnie Acuna Jr. batting 319, Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Manny Pena, Chavez D'Arnaud, Hernan Perez, and William Contreras. A overall pretty decent batting order. And here is Ronald Acuna Jr., who is one of the best hitters in the entire league right now, batting 319 overall with 20 home runs and 48 RBIs. And, I mean, he has just been one of the best hitters in the entire league this season. One of the best hitters in baseball. So, definitely a guy that we're going to have to look out for in this game, leading the league or among the top of the league in a lot of categories. But it has just gone out there. And after 1, no score, no hits. We go now to Austin Riley, batting 224. So he's kind of struggling, especially against right-handers, only batting 170 against righties this season. So Riley not hitting all that impressively, but trying to start a little bit. I mean, maybe starting to get hot, trying to start to do that, but he does hit a ground ball. This might be a close play, and it's not going to be an out there, as Alcantara probably should have been starting to run towards first base a little sooner than that. I'm not sure if he would have been able to get Austin Riley there or not, but Riley beat out Alcantara by a pretty decent margin there. So now man on first here for Matt Olson, only batting 219 on the season, and he fouls this 0-1 pitch away. So now the count goes to 0-2 here with that guy on first base. So here comes the 0-2 to Olson, and it's a little chopper up the middle. Jazz Chisholm with the grab, tags the runner going to second and throws to first for the out. So, good play there by Jazz Chisholm, who just recently, if you saw, announced today, is going to be the cover athlete of the next game. So, that's interesting, and I'm excited to, he's got a very exciting career in his future, and hopefully he's going to be a guy that, is going to be the biggest key centerpiece to this offense here in this series. Now, Manny Pena up, and Manny Pena swings and misses at that slider on the corner. Great pitch right there by Alcantara. And so a hit there for Atlanta in the inning, but nothing on the scoreboard. Now it's Chavez D'Arnaud who swings, and it's right back to Alcantara. Very good play there, catching it high before it goes up the middle there. Nice play, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the third. So Alcantara pitching really well. He doesn't strike out a ton of guys. He only got 30 strikeouts going into this start. He's only got 1 so far today, but that is a beautiful pitch right there. A slider way inside, and Ozzie Albies up. Now, Ozzie Albies has been pretty good in the last 4 games, as you saw there, 8 for 19. But, Sandy Alcantara's not getting a ton of strikeouts in his starts, but he's just getting innings, and he's been able to hold the runners and not let anybody touch home plates in the last few starts. So he's just been doing a solid job. And I think, Pablo Lopez is definitely the best guy to get strikeouts on this on the staff, but I would like to see Alcantara get a little bit more strikeouts, but he is still pitching pretty well and pitching really hot right now regardless. So we're in the bottom of the 4th here, and here comes Arnold Acuna Jr. up after the walk. So man on first base, and that's a sinker that is on the corner for strike 2. That was a really, really good pitch right there. You don't want to miss with Acuna. You miss with Acuna, he is going to make you pay more than likely. Here comes a 0-2 now. And it's a swing and a miss. Great pitches there by Alcantara. And a couple of really, I mean, look at these last 2 pitches. Great sinker on the corner, and then that slider below the knees, right where you want that pitch. And he gets Acuna there with the 2nd strikeout of the day. Now Austin O'Reilly swings, and he's going to ground one up the middle from first to third base. Goes the run, I believe that's Danny Swanson there. And now it's first and third with 1 away. There's Matt Olson now, and a huge spot in this game. 0 for 1 so far. This is definitely the biggest pickle that Alcantara has been in so far tonight. He with men in the corners after walking a single. Now here comes a 1-1. Ground ball over to third base. And right when Alcantara needed it, he gets it. A double play to end the inning. So a great job there. Allows another hit and a walk, but gets out of the 4th. And he's pitched 4 scoreless frames, but still has the pitcher on the other side for Atlanta. So we go to the 5th here. Hernan Perez up and 2 down here in the 5th inning. Now Perez has an 0-2 count against him. And here comes the 0-2. And it's a sinker on the inside corner for strike 3. Great pitch by Alcantara. Only his 3rd strikeout of the night, but another scoreless inning. And man, he's through 5 innings, breezing through these frames right now. Ozzie Albies up here in the bottom of the 6th, but an issue that we've seen all year is the offense. Where is it? It hasn't shown up yet. It's still a scoreless tie right now here in this one. That's in the bottom of the 6th. That's a drive by Albies, and it just kept going, and it's over the head of the center fielder. I believe that's Sanchez in center field, and that is a home run for Ozzie Albies. So the first run of the game, 1-0 Atlanta, and man, what a huge swing by by Albies, his 5th homer of the year. That's Sanchez in center field, who just cannot get to it, as it is just over his glove. Very close, but man, oh man, and well, the offense has got to do something now, as it's a 1-0 lead. Now Dansby Swanson is up, and because of 1-2 to him, nasty curveball there below the knees. That was a great pitch from Alcantara. So the 4th strikeout there, and it's a good job of bouncing back from giving up that home run. That was an absolutely nasty pitch there on second look. And now it's Acuna again, who's 0 for 2, and well, he's going to be 0 for 3. That's a grounder to second base for the out. So end of the 6th inning here, and I mean, that home run, absolutely monster. A homer by Ozzie Albies. Right now, Williams is the only run of the game. So we go to the 7th. Alcantara still only 72 pitches on the night, but now kind of losing it here with this batter, as it's now 3-0 to Matt Olson. Now it's at 3-1. Count trying to work his way back, and it's ball 4 on a sinker below the zone. So a walk here was 2nd to walk of the game, I believe, 2nd or 3rd walk of the game, and now it's Travis Giordano. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs here. Man on first, 2 down in the inning. Ground ball right to Jesus Aguilar. He's got it, and he just tags the runner going to first base to end the 7th. So that's a very good start here by Alcantara, and it looks like they're going to take him out of the game here. Yeah, they did. Ozzie, or no, that's not Ozzie. Whoever came in, I man, I can't remember the name of the pitcher that we just had come into the game. But either way, that is it for Alcantara tonight. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and only 1 earned run. I mean, a really, really good performance. Another great game and a streak of great games that he's played in. But he might get handed a loss right here if Miami cannot rally. And, I mean, you can't pitch much better than he did today. And it really is ridiculous and unfortunate when you leave your pitcher out to dry completely by not scoring a run when they pitch a very good game. And that's a fly ball into center field, and it's caught for the out. And that is the game in Miami here. They lose this series to Atlanta, and they lose 1-0. I mean, that is the most brutal way to lose a game, is lose it 1-0. I mean, man, Alcantara, the loss for a 7-inning, 4-hit, 4 strikeout performance. I mean, that's just bad. The offense has got to show up way more in that game. You got to back your pitcher up, and I mean, the home run by Ozzie Albies is the only mistake that Alcantara made in that whole game. So 1-0 final there. Only 4 hits for Miami. Cal Wright pitched 8 innings, had 12 strikeouts and 2 walks. Just really an incredible game by him. But I mean, just nothing there with the offense. Wendell got a hit. Chisholm got a hit. Cooper and Rojas got the other 2 hits, and Chisholm and Rojas got some doubles in that game. But I mean, you look at the start by Alcantara, it's good, man. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, and only a couple of walks. So definitely a good start by him, but he doesn't get anything for it. So now we go back into the calendar here. We're actually going to look at Jacob Stallings, who, remember, got injured. He walked off the first game of the season on the opening day episode, and he got hurt, I think, like 3 or 4 games into the season. He only has 11 at-bats this year, and he is now finally going to be back. He's only played 4 games, but now he's back in the starting order, so no more Peyton Henry or Williams Astudillo here at catcher. Jacob Stallings is back in, so hopefully this gives us a boost on offense. We really, really need it right now. I mean, Jacob Stallings doesn't have the most amazing hitting stats, but we just need another bat in this batting order to try and score some more runs. So, back down to 500 on the season, and then we're going to play my favorite team, the Colorado Rockies, here. And this one, and the Rockies, they're pretty bad in this game, 23-30, so should be a pretty good game here for us, and a good series for us. We play them the end of this month, and then we play them again pretty much in another week or so. So, Antonio Sensatella here is on the mound, and he's actually been good in 70 innings to this point with a 3.34 ERA. That's some good numbers to see from him. But already, the Rattlers are I don't know why I said the Rattlers, the Marlins are down 3-0 here in the top of the third. And here's Jacob Stallings, his first at bat back in the lineup, and it's a fly ball over into right field for the out. So the offense here trailing already in the early goings in this game. So now we're going to move on to the top of the 4th. 2 men on and 2 men out, and there's a ground ball. Pretty decent swing timing there, but nothing happens. It's a throw over to first, and I did not see also that Miami has tied the game. We got 3-3 now. Our score as must have had a really big inning there. As we now move on to the 7th, nothing much has seemingly gone on. 3 for 13 on the season for Stallings to this point, and an 0 for 2 games, so not anything super crazy from him so far in his first game back. Now Jose Reyna pitching, and there's a line shot. I mean, he hit it very well. He's made contact every time, but he hasn't gotten anything to go into the outfield yet or to reach base. So now it's 0 for 3, and now we are in the top of the 9th. So this is a big spot right here, surely for Jacob Stallings to come up clutch. Needs to get on base right here. Reyna's still pitching on the mound right now. And to the first pitch. Perfect swing timing. Line drive right back up the middle. And there is another hit. There's a 4th hit of the season by Jacob Stallings. And he does get on base here. Gets a single in his first day back. in the starting lineup. That's really good to see. Good sign from him right there. And now it's Joey Wendell. There's a home run, a single, and 2 RBIs in this game. He's had a good game. And the 3-2 to him is going to be a walk. So now we have 2 men on with only 1 man out. Big situation here, as here is Jesus Sanchez, 0 for 4 in this game, but still batting .291 on the season with 10 home runs and 20 RBIs. So now first and second here, 1 away. And here comes the pitch to Sanchez. It's a swing and a drive! He crushes it way back there into right field and gone! Oh, baby! Jesus Sanchez knew it right away. 406 feet for his 11th home run of the year. And Miami has taken a commanding 6-3 lead in the 9th. Man, oh man, what a big swing. Bud Black not happy right there. And how about that? The bench celebrating with Sanchez. I mean, he's just been the best hitter on this team all year, basically. And just continues to come up clutch and continues to mash the baseball. That is an impressive shot there, 406 feet, and he knew it right away. Now let's see if Dylan Floro can close it out, and he does. And the Marlins here win this game 6-3. So they're going to be back up to a game above 500 at 27-26 with that win. And a big win indeed here by Miami. A 6-3 victory with those 3 runs in the top of the 9th. That home run by Chisholm, by Jesus Sanchez. And 1 hit for Miami, or 1 hit for Jacob Stallings, and 1 hit and a run scored. So, not a incredible game, but, you know, he got on base once, and you did come home around. So that was really cool to see that home run, actually, by Sanchez for sure. That was really fun to get that moment in, as Wendell with his 4th home run. He's got 14 RBIs now on the season. Rojas has 19. So you see that line there. Stallings now batting .267 this year after that game. And Taylor Rogers on the mound in this one. And, you know, he pitched pretty well. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, and 5 strikeouts. Not an awful performance. And then the bullpen came in, shut the door. Floro got his 11th save of the year. And the bullpen was very good in this one. Blackman and Iglesias with the RBIs here for Colorado. As you see what happens there. CJ Cron is, I mean, absolutely mashing for the... Well, he was like one of the top guys in the league in terms of a lot of his statistics. And Santantella, 6 innings, 7 hits, which is kind of a lot, but only 3 runs. But then the bullpen here, Jose Arena taking the loss in that one. So we go back to the calendar here, and we are right next to the draft here. So we're going to sim this one game here. And what is a critical situation? Miami down by a run here in the top of the 9th. Have a chance to maybe go in, but we're not going to go in here to this game. We're going to just move on. We're going to do a draft preview, and we're going to look at the league and what we're looking like, what the league looks like stat-wise and everything. So, unfortunately, the Marlins do lose this one here. Colorado gets a run, and they bottom of the 8th. That was the go-ahead and eventually winning run. De La Cruz hit a home run in this one, and you know he's batting .264. He's hitting a lot better now, but Anderson also hit a home run there, and Jesus Aguilar got another RBI. So really quickly here, we'll look at the stats here for the season on this Marlins team, and you got Jesus Sanchez already seeing definitely a good amount of growth for him. Batting .294 this year with 11 home runs and 23 RBIs. He's been the best hitter on this team all season. He's been very, very good. Speaking of very, very good, is Joey Wendell. He's been very, very good. This is a guy that I think definitely could have trade value at the trade deadline here. 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, but the on-base, really good at .341, and the average is also impressive. So he doesn't slug a ton, but he gets on base, and that's something that I really like from him. And so Joey Wendell is certainly a guy that I'm thinking about maybe moving on from, trading and getting something from at the deadline. Brian Anderson, He's been all right, batting 288, 118 at bats. Only 3 home runs and 9 RBIs, but he's been okay. Only 28 years old, so he's hopefully gonna continue to get better and continue to grow as the season moves on. Jacob Stallings, 18 at bats now, and that 278 average, so he's been okay. He's not had much playing time. Garrett Cooper and 152 at bats. He's not doing too bad. 276 on the average with 5 home runs and 15 RBIs. Brian De La Cruz, kind of started out the season as a starter, was really struggling within the first month. I moved him out of the starting lineup, but then I put him back in, and he's been okay. He's been pretty decent there. Williams Astudillo, all right. Jesus Aguilar, 30 RBIs is pretty impressive, but the average is pretty low. This is a guy that I'm also thinking about definitely trading at the trade deadline, but I'm not sure how much value we're going to get from him, so we'll just have to see about that, because, the on-base is only at 311. That's not very good. Jazz Chisholm, still kind of struggling right now. We can't really see if he's growing that much, because I changed his statistics around in this game. He was, super beefed up before, so I lowered his statistics. But, yeah, it's not a good season from him. Only batting 246, only has a 301 on base. It's not good. And Jorge Soler, increasing +6 in that contact, but, man, he has dropped considerably. He started his first month batting 300, and he's only batting 236 now. So he's definitely on a cold streak. He's been stuck at 9 home runs, I think, for a while, too. So, yeah, the on-base is only at 320. Soler he's just not an amazing outfielder here, and unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to trade him this season just because of his contract situation. So, we'll see what we do with Soler, but he's definitely struggling right now at the moment. Speaking of struggling is Miguel Rojas. He does have 6 home runs and 19 RBIs, but yeah, he's declining in every stat right now, and he's got a 249 on base. That's really, really bad. Avisail Garcia also struggling a lot. And so is Peyton Henry, on 43 at bat. So let's kind of look at the offense here. Jesus Sanchez is still the only guy with, double-digit home runs on the season. But now we go to the pitching staff here. And who's going to be at the top of this pitching staff is going to be Pablo Lopez. Look at this guy. 1.73 ERA and a 104 whip. 64 strikeouts, 73 innings. He is one of not only, he's the best pitcher on the team by far, but he's one of the best pitchers in the entire league. We'll see where he stacks up compared to everybody else in the league here as well, because we're going to do league stats soon. But, yeah, Pablo Lopez is just ridiculous. He has 9 quality starts and 11 games started. That's really good. That's he's been so consistent all season long. And, the innings, he's got Alcantara beat out by quite a bit of innings, and everybody else beat out by a considerable amount. But Alcantara, man, this hot streak that he's on is continuing. 69 innings now, and, only 34 strikeouts, which is super low. That's one of the issues with him, that I would like to see the strikeout numbers go up a bit. But, man, a 3.39 ERA now, he's definitely pitching well, and he is increasing now, which is, what we want to see from him. Trevor Rogers still struggling. He is increasing, though, which is good to see, but I would like to see those numbers improve a little bit. Still, the 4.66 ERA is not great there. 6.0 Sanchez continuing to struggle this season, unfortunately. Jesus Luzardo, we haven't really seen Jesus Luzardo in a lot of his starts this season, but he's doing all right. A sub-4 ERA for a 75 overall pitcher is pretty good in 58 innings. I'm not upset at all with his numbers. And then we go to this bullpen, which is really, really good. One of the best bullpens in the entire league, I would have to say. Luis Hernandez, 57 innings. He's been very good out of that long relief role. And then Anthony Bass has been really good. I think we might want to trade some of these relievers that we have maybe at the deadline, especially if we're close. Although if we're close to a playoff berth, I think we probably will keep most of the guys that we have in this bullpen, but we'll have to see. Zach Pop is the one guy that is he's just not doing well at all. And I don't know why he has 19 innings. It's give more innings to these other guys that are doing well. But either way, yeah, he's struggling. But Richard Blair has been ridiculous. I think he's given up 1 or 2 runs all season. He's been unbelievable. He hasn't even watched. He hasn't watched anyone yet this year. And that .52 ERA and .40 WHIP is just unreal. So, and then Dylan Floro, I mean, he's also been unreal. 17 innings with a .53 ERA. And, I mean, he has been crazy good. So, yeah, I mean, Blair and Floro have only given up 1 earned run all year. That's impressive, man. Cole Sulser has been pretty good. 5 runs in 15 innings and a 3 ERA. That's good. I'll take that for sure. Tanner Scott only has pitched 10 innings so far, but he's been good. Only 2 runs allowed. I want him to get more innings, although he is only a 68 overall. So, he's kind of like one of those lefty specialist kind of guys. And then Anthony Bender kind of has gotten hurt at some point in this season. He's only pitched 9.2 innings, but, small sample, but he's done all right there. So now we're going to go to the standings here, and you know what? We are not very far behind in this National League East. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about this division right now, but the Braves are struggling, and the Mets, who are in first place, only have 30 wins. So it's like we're actually within striking distance of the division, which is something I did not expect to have to be a possibility right now at this point of the year. You got the Brew Crew there with 32 wins, leading the National League Central. You got the Dodgers leading the National League West. The Padres are right there in that wild card position at 31 wins, but 34 and 21 for LA. And the Diamondbacks are last in that division. So we're actually further behind in the wild card race than we are in the division race at the moment. We're 3.5 games back here in the wild card. The Cardinals are there and the Padres are there right now as well. The Giants are within striking distance, but you move now to the American League. And the Yankees, well, they're the 4th-ranked team, and they have a really good record right now, 35 and 21. The Red Sox, right behind them, they got 32 wins. And then we move on to the Guardians. This is the surprise team of the league here. I don't know about this division. I don't think it's an amazing division, but the Guardians at 36 and 19 is very surprising. I mean, that's one of the biggest surprises that we've seen this season. And then the Angels are up there at 34 and 21. Not great in real life, but in MLB The Show, they're always a really good team. I mean, if you've played this game and done Sims before, the Angels always do well. And then the Mariners are also, they're right there too. And the Astros. So the Astros are also in that division. The American League West is kind of crazy at the moment. You got the Mariners at 33 wins, and you got the Astros at 32. Really close wild card there between those 3 teams. And so that's kind of a look at the standings here, and we're going to go now to the league leaders, and we're going to take a look at, we talked about CJ Cron, and he's doing unreal. 335 average, a 388 on base, leading the league in average with 18 home runs and nearly 40 ribbies. He's been ridiculously good and over 1 OPS. So he has been incredible. Then Yadiel Hernandez, that's a pretty big surprise there. Luis Urias, batting .323, very good there. Jake Cronenworth, he's got good hitting stats in this game. Alec Bohm adding .320, that's good. He's +6 already. He's having some good increases. And then Luis Guillorme, okay. That's interesting there. I don't think that's going to last. But Brandon Nimmo was there. Machado, Acuna, Paul Goldschmidt, who for some reason is declining. I hate that. I don't understand why that is happening. He has a 400 on base percentage, and he's declining. This is just annoying. But you get a really good snapshot of what this average leaders look like. Will Smith is there, and then you have Jesus Rodriguez there sitting at 17. So you go now to the American League and look at this season right now. Adley Rutschman has been leading the league in average the entire season, basically. And look at his numbers. He is already really good and really good increases. But, I mean, this is a rookie right now, and he's batting .366. That is unbelievable. And that's not the average he'll finish with, but, I mean, that's just ridiculous. Josh Naylor is batting .356. And then Miguel Cabrera, at 38 years old, has a .335 average and a .418 on base. That is quite impressive right there. You got Rafael Devers, you got Tim Anderson, Taylor Ward, also up here. with the average, and 320 for him is impressive. Anthony Santander, kind of a surprise, +4 and +5 for him in contact already. Trevor Story batting 316. That's a player that sometimes is just the average for him seems to be low most of the time that I've seen, but that's a good stat line for him. Carl Lewis batting 311, and then Mike Trout is there as well, batting 308. Already kind of started to decline, but a 425 on base. That's craziness. Then you look at the hits leaders there, and at bat leaders, and so those numbers don't mean a whole lot. Bo Bichette does not have a 300 on base, so he's not doing that great. Anthony Rendon with 4 triples, Acuna with 4 triples, and then Jose Ramirez is leading the AL in home runs with 19, when Ryan Mountcastle is right up there with 16. He's having a really decent rookie season. 339 on base is kind of low, but the home run numbers, the power numbers are off the charts. Jed Lowry at 37 years old. I mean, he's already has as many home runs as he did all of last year. Byron Buxton here as well, 14 home runs. Only a 270 on base and a 211 average is really bad. But either way, he's hitting bombs. Joey Gallo has a 436 on base. That's interesting. Not a guy that you would ever think would have a good on base. But here's Acuna. So Acuna does lead the entire league in home runs with that 20 number. CJ Cron there with 18. You got a lot of guys here over 10. Will Smith as well. And then 48 RBIs for Acuna. I mean, just the best hitter, maybe one of the best hitters right now in the National League in all baseball. And, I mean, you notice that nobody is here in the top 10 for the Marlins. And that is an issue. We don't have anybody that's really up there for RBIs. We're just not scoring enough runs. Austin Meadows here is just a glitch in this game. He always turns into an absolute beast. Jose Ramirez with 51 ribbies is really crazy, though. Rafael Devers with 41. And then Ryan Mountcastle still there as well. Hunter Dozier with 37 is that's an interesting player right there as well. But Mitch Haniger with 33. So there's the runs. Stolen bases, 11 for Bichette, 21 for Trey Turner, 37 walks. And then you go quickly past on base and slugging here. Chris Taylor with a 424 on base. Adley Rutschman, 452 on base. Ridiculous stuff. And then Joey Gallo, second in the league in on-base percentage. That's video game stuff. It really is. 734 slugging for Acuna with a 1.13 OPS. And then Joey Gallo has an over 1,000 OPS. You see Taylor Ward, Mike Trout, Naylor, Rutschman, Santander, and Ramirez with over 1 OPSs there. And then we go to the pitching numbers here. Aaron Savali has 8 wins right now. And has a very good ERA. Very, very good. ERA, 2.28 ERA for Casey Mize, who's having a great start to his rookie season. But look at that. Leading the National League, or tied for first in the National League in wins, is actually Eliezer Hernandez. So, I mean, that tells you that also that, the starters on our team right now are not getting a lot of wins. Because we've had a lot of games that have been decided really late this season. And so the bullpen has had to come in and had to pitch a lot. And, well, Hernandez has been pitching the most of the bullpen, so he's got a lot of wins right now. Makes sense. So we now go to the closers there. Quick glance at the closers. And leading the National League in ERA right now is Pablo Lopez. That's so awesome to see. I love that. Love to see that. Certainly going to be in the All-Star game, barring a, absolute collapse here. But, yeah, Pablo Lopez, he's the best pitcher. He's the best pitcher in the NL. I'm not going to say the best pitcher in baseball because we'll see who that is later. But Zach Gallen, also there, 1.88 ERA. He's been great. Zach Wheeler has been very, very good. Drew Smiley, a surprising player there. Only see potential, under 2 ERA. Marcus Stroman as well. So the Cubs pitching staff is pretty darn good. Julio Urias at a 202. Zach Thompson at a 205. Interesting. Max Scherzer. Steven Strasburg, just like real life, he gets injured. He's struggling with injuries in his real life as well. So Madison Bumgarner up there as well. That's a kind of surprising. But We go to the American League, and I mean, yeah, as good as Pablo Lopez is, Shohei Ohtani is better. I mean, look at these numbers, man. It's just ridiculous. He's increasing right now already, and it's like a 108 ERA. He's given up 10 earned runs and a .073 whip. Absolutely unbelievable. 8-0 right now. I mean, this is going to be the Cy Young right here. And maybe the MVP. I mean, a .73 whip. That's just ridiculous. 83 strikeouts to 13 walks. I mean, I can't say much more about Shohei Ohtani, and he's hitting pretty well on the offensive end as well. Just ridiculous player there. Savale is up there in the top 5. 1.73 ERA in 83 innings. That's really impressive. And then Patrick Sandoval. That's a surprising player there to be up that high. With a 1.71 ERA. Jordan Montgomery also there. Zach Greinke at 38. Despite absolutely tanking it overall, has a great ERA. Luis Garcia from the Astros is up there, and we're going to get to actually play him in a future episode, by the way. But Rich Hill was there as well at a 2.5 ERA. That's kind of nutty. But Cole Irvin hasn't allowed a lot of home runs, but isn't doing amazing. Madison Bumgarner's only allowed 3. That's impressive. And you look at the shutouts here really quick, and so with strikeouts, it is Ohtani leading with 83. Christian Javier out of the bullpen has 79 strikeouts. That's really good, man. That's really good. 65 innings. Although actually he might be starting. I don't know. It may be. I think he's a long reliever for the Astros. But Max Scherzer is leading the entire league in strikeouts with 89, with a 2.22 ERA, and just a great season right now by the absolute master and one of the best pitchers of all time in Max Scherzer. Brandon Woodruff is up there as well with 78. And Pablo Lopez sitting at number 9 with 64. So, again, looking at those innings pitched here now, and where is Pablo Lopez here? We're going to try and find him. He's only 14, so he doesn't have a ton of innings, but he's got, those quality starts that he has is, that's a big thing for me that I look for, is how many times is he consistently going out there and bringing, 5 or 6 innings. That's really important. As you look at the whip there, Stroman, Zach Gallen with under 1 whips. I mean, Ohtani with leading the league in whips. So that's crazy because Haiyan Ryu pitched like crazy good, but he only pitched in like 3 or 4 starts, I think, before he got injured. And Ohtani is beating him out in whip right now. So number 2 in pitching WAR, that's pretty good. We like to see that for sure. And 4.1 batting WAR already for Acuna. That's just crazy. So that's a look at the league and what the league looks like. Now we're gonna go to some scouting here. We're gonna look at just kind of some players that while the CPU was scouting, the CPU did all the scouting here. Some players that I am definitely interested in going after. I think we have, I did the draft in real life, but I can't remember what draft pick we actually have. I don't know if it's in the top 5 draft picks. I think it's like 6 or 7. But either way, here's some players that we're looking at, and I'm, considering whether or not I just go for a blue chip guy. I kind of don't want find a guy that has a 2026 ETA plus, because I honestly think that right now as a team, we are only 1 or 2 seasons away from really competing, 1 or 2 seasons away from being in the playoffs every year. I mean, we might even get in this season. I wouldn't predict that happening, but like Bobby Dennis, I mean, he's got good stats and I like him, but I also don't really know if I want to go after a pitcher in the first round, because we do have, all those young pitchers right now on our staff, and we have, some good young pitchers in our farm system at the moment. So like a guy like Drew Rodriguez, right, 25 ETA, and already is a 60 overall. I like that. I mean, I think that's a good player for us to go after in the first round, even if he is a pitcher. I do think that that's a good player for us to focus in on. Jay Tan here at first base. That's an option for sure. So I don't know. I don't really want to get a guy that is a 2026 plus, because I kind of want somebody that's going to be ready to play in, 1 or 2 seasons. Somebody else that I really like here is Mario Guerra, a catcher. This guy's got great contact numbers, apparently, it seems, and very good defensively. I like Guerrera. We'll see how many blue chippers there's going to be when we come up in our selection, but man, Bobby Gold is also another guy that I like here. But I actually like catcher, probably one of the best catchers in the class this season, so if he's there, I'm definitely not opposed to taking a chance on him. Guy Griffin as well, 2025 ETA. He's got some good numbers here, and the scouting accuracy decreasing, in the yellow. Another thing with the scouts and with the prospects in this game is just like I did for the MLB Show 20 franchise, I will kind of, I don't know if I think I can go in and I can edit the players and their stats. Josh Urman, that's a good guy to go after. 2023 ETA, 70 overall already. Although with 70 overall already, that can be a little bit of a concern, but he's a guy that I have on my radar. So if I can go in and increase the draft picks and their stats, I will. That's something that I'll probably do. It depends on what, like if we get, if we draft a guy that's 97 overall or 97 potential and is like only like a 50 overall, I will be increasing its stats to a degree, not to make him overpowered, but I just figure, if you have a guy that has over 95 potential and he's, it doesn't matter like what his potential is. If he's starting out as, a 45 or like a 55 overall, he's never going to play in the majors. So that's the thing about the kind of the draft picks in this league, that's why I go in and I edit it, because it's just, it wouldn't have players going into the league if I didn't do that, because the players that are drafted in this game are just unfortunately super underdeveloped most of the time. Luis Sedino here, another guy to look after. He will be a more late round, like third or fourth round draft pick for us, but he's another guy there. So those are some of the guys that I am looking at right now in the draft, and that will be the next episode. We'll draft, and then we'll play the Houston Astros as well in the next episode. So that'll be it for me, guys. You've been listening to Lucas from Mars. Remember to subscribe to the channel here to catch more of my videos, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.